Hello, friend, and welcome to another episode of the Quantum Paradigm Podcast. I am so happy to be here with you again. I just got back from an amazing, epic, totally life-changing experience, actually right here in my own backyard in Denver, Colorado. I attended a conference. It's actually called Funference because it's not like any other conference I've ever been to, that's for damn sure. This conference is for dames. The Dames is a worldwide beautiful organization for female business owners or corporate managers and directors of 6, 7, and 8 figure businesses. And so spending almost 4 days, about 3.5 spread over 4 days, with some really high caliber, beautiful souls. It's just, I'm still processing. And I know that everyone that attended this conference is also still processing as well. So many good educational nuggets, first off, but really what it's all about, as you guys know here on the Quantum Paradigm Podcast, it's all about frequency and vibration. And the frequency of a room filled with 120-ish really good-hearted, beautiful women who are wanting to impact the world in a positive way and are doing so through their businesses and are accumulating wealth like crazy and making it rain and just kicking ass and taking names and conquering the world one client at a time. Being in a room with that vibration, I mean, it's completely transformative and so beautiful. So today, for today's topic, I want to focus on one thing that you can shift right now that will absolutely shift everything, okay? You can shift it now, but I'm also going to warn you, it's a practice. Everything that we talk about here on the podcast is a practice. These are things that can be done immediately because time is not linear, as we always say. Time is a construct that we have here on planet Earth as humans, but it is a quantum principle, and it actually doesn't even exist. It doesn't even exist. We think it exists, we believe it exists, so we operate as if it exists, but it doesn't. It doesn't. So I kind of spoon feed the truth that time is not linear, time is quantum. If I were to give you the real meat and potatoes, it doesn't exist. Everything is now. Everything. So you shift this frequency now. You shift everything in your life now. And the warning from the mother inside of me that wants you to take your medicine properly is reminding you now that although shifts can be made now and can quantum leap you right now, everything is a practice. Okay, so these are things to continuously do if you want lasting change and results in your business right now, in your life and relationships right now. Okay, so I'm actually going to reference one of the sessions that we did at this conference with the Dames. This session was facilitated by Hannah Abad and Jen Koken. 2 powerhouse women. Oh my God. The work that they do is very similar actually to the work that I do. They use a different language, right? Here we use a lot of human design. We use a lot of quantum frequency, manipulation of the quantum field. They are using different tools, but really it's achieving very similar work. So as we were there doing this session in a large group, we were broken up into smaller groups, but we were talking about things. We were talking about how so much of what we do is informed by fear. Really, to be really brutally honest with you, 90 to 98% of your life is driven by fear. Now that's a hard pill to swallow. It is. But really, this can be referenced usually to something that happened in our childhood, whether it's a trauma with a big T, like some of my things that I kind of don't really talk about here on the podcast, or if it's a smaller T trauma. Trauma is trauma, and it informs the developing brain, whether we want to admit that or not. It just is what it is. And the brain is all about keeping us safe all of the time. And 95% of our reality is driven by the subconscious brain. So you put all these ingredients together, what you get is the majority of the decisions that you are making every single day of your life are driven by fear. And you're not wrong for doing that and being that. You're just human. And really, this is why it can be so difficult to evolve. This is why in some of the people that I have worked with, and this is why some of the people that I talk to, I see it a lot. I see the ceilings, the income ceilings. This is where income ceilings come from. An income ceiling, yes, it can come from a strategy problem. It can absolutely come from a sales problem. It can even come from a marketing problem. Now, everybody on Instagram and all over the place is going to tell you that you have a marketing problem. You might. But if you're hitting an income ceiling in your business, I can almost guarantee you it could be a sales problem. It's almost always a limiting belief problem. And it's driven by fear. It's driven because you are making decisions every single day. 9 out of 10 of those are based off of fear of what you don't want to happen. And logically, right? Logically, that makes sense. I don't want to get hit by a bus, so I'm going to stand on the side of the street and instead of crossing right there on a 4-lane highway, I'm going to walk over to the crosswalk and wait for the light. Okay? That makes sense. That is logic. But and that is the brain doing its job. It's keeping you alive. Okay? It's keeping the person alive who would, if they were just following their heart and wanting to do all the things and they're high on life and they're like, oh, these buses aren't going to hit me, and they walk out in traffic and get hit. Now the brain is doing its job there. It's keeping you alive. But in your business, my friend, it doesn't care. But it's operating the same way. It's operating as if you're about to get hit by traffic, but you're not. What you're about to be hit by is the unknown of the new level of growth that you are embodying. You're about to get hit by the version of you that makes $100,000 a month instead of 10, instead of 20. Now, you've never known that version of you before, so he or she feels a little bit scary. Your brain starts going crazy because of some core event that happened in childhood. And then you start making actions based on fear. And so you stay at the plateau. That is where an income ceiling comes from. That. Okay? Because even if you have a sales problem, even if you have a marketing problem, the version of you that's making 100K months, 20K months, whatever wherever your goal is right now, the version of you doesn't give a shit what it takes. They do it. They do it in alignment, right? We're all about energetic alignment. You know how I am with embodiment and making sure that we are traveling this fast track to epic success and lasting global impact while tending to the human body and making sure that we are not blowing out anybody's adrenals. And the version of you that it has no fear is not going to sabotage the actions that need to be taken to achieve that level. Okay, so if you're hitting an income ceiling, you've got a limiting belief problem. And you may have a sales or marketing problem as well. And there may be team leadership and dynamics. You may have a leadership problem. All of these are very, very, very common in what I see when I work with new paradigm medical professionals to grow and scale their businesses to the next level so that they can make the largest impact possible. Okay, so understanding that, what do we do? What do we do? Because this is important. You having more resources for you, your family, and your business and your community is extraordinarily important to me because I am here to help you achieve your lasting legacy impact. You are here to change the world in a really epic way and make it a better place. You are here to co-create the new paradigm for the next several generations. So we know why this is important. Now, what do we do to fix it? It's very simple. And this is the thing that you can do today that can change your reality right now. And that is, And I do give credit to Hannah Abad and Jen Koken for this very simple shift. You change the frequency of fear. You shift it to love. Love. Self-love. Self-love. Love for your children. Love for your family. Love for your clients or your patients. Love for the greater humanity that is out here trying to evolve the best that it can. The frequency of love knows no bounds. The frequency of love is courageous in the face of fear. The frequency of love can be reckless in the most beautiful, amazing of ways. The frequency of love can lay it all on the line and do it knowing that it's doing it simply so that it can experience more love. So, how does this translate to your business? How does this translate to you breaking the next income ceiling? This translates by you asking yourself, is this coming from a place of desire, from love? Or is this coming from a place of fear? Now, I threw the word desire in there, and that's interesting because desire can come from fear or it can come from true love. But if desire is aligned and coming from true love, it will direct you on your highest soul's path. And it will inform you on which actions to take that are aligned with that frequency of love. And if it is not aligned with that, if it's not aligned with self-love, if it's not aligned with the higher heart chakra, then you will, and you can feel this in your body. If an action is coming from a place of constriction, if it's coming from a place of avoidance, if it's coming from a place of anxiety, denial, all of those things, if you boil it down, come from a frequency of fear, it will keep you stuck for the rest of your life. It will keep you stuck for the rest of your life if you let it. So once you make peace with the fact that fear has been running the show, you can say, oh, thank you, fear, for existing, because you have kept me alive. You have kept me from crossing the street into traffic, because I didn't want to get hit. The brain is really good at doing that. But fear needs to take a back seat when we're talking about scaling your business. Because if you are wasting time sabotaging yourself out of a subconscious limiting belief because you're afraid that you're going to die, then you're going to stay stuck forever. Cut it out. Cut it out. Now, easier said than done, I know. But one of the ways you can do this is you can trace back to that little girl or that little boy who experienced the things that he or she experienced and say, I've got you now. I've got you now. I love you now. You're safe, right? We are free to move from self-love. We are free to move from a place of such energetic alignment with our higher heart chakra that when it comes to make big decisions, big investments, I shared with my email family a few weeks ago that I just invested back into my business. I invested double what I used to make per year. I just invested into my business. Okay? You think that felt comfortable? No. Was my brain going off like red alert, this is not safe, this is not safe? Of course it was. It was a risk, but it was done from an absolute frequency of total alignment. I was deeply in tune with my inner authority according to human design. I'm a sacral inner authority, and my sacral energy was buzzing with yes, this is totally aligned. So my energy was aligned with the frequency that I have chosen to live my life by, and that is the frequency of love and of joy, of bliss, and of enlightenment. It was lining up with those frequencies 100%. So even though I was growing and feeling and stretching and really feeling uncomfortable with the new version of me that makes $100K a month and makes decisions like this, boom, yes, I'm signing the contract and we're investing. That version of me just moves from a place of energetic alignment. with my inner authority with human design. So reach out to me if you need a little help deciphering that. And from the frequency of love. I was making that investment choice out of love for my clients, which it's tying to a surprise I've been teasing you guys about for weeks. I am about to reveal everything that I've been working on for you behind the scenes. Oh my God, it's a good one. It's a good one. So please stay tuned. And if you're not on the email list, get on the email list because they get everything first. My email family gets everything first. So reach out to me, DM me on Instagram at Alchemy with Allison, Allison, for that opt-in link, and it will be in the show notes as well. Anyway, I digress. I'm just so excited about what's coming, what's coming for you guys. Anyway, aligning with that frequency of love, not only will it bust through your income ceiling for you, but it will nurture the new version of you that doesn't have to worry about this stuff anymore. You don't have to worry about it. This is the deep, deep work. This is healing deep inner trauma from way back there, because it's the stuff way back there that keeps you from evolving and growing and scaling your business. And even worse, it keeps you from helping more people, right? So this is important stuff. This is the deep, deep work that's called for the leaders of the new paradigm. Side note also, and this will also be coming out to my email family, but like, as we go forward in this world, and as you will see in the news, you've been seeing it, you're going to see a lot more. You're going to see a lot more things coming out about things that have been hidden in secret for decades. There is a massive reckoning coming for those who have been in power. And that's because the old paradigm continues to crumble and crumble and crumble, and the new paradigm is rising up. And the leaders of the new paradigm will be and are in full integrity. So that if you are leading your community in any way, if you are a coach, if you are a healer, if you are a medical professional, if you are the leader of a corporate organization, you must align with the higher frequencies, or you will have some really serious consequences coming down the pike. And that's not me as Allison speaking, that's channeled source information coming direct to you. Okay, this is what we're seeing in the headlines. People who have been out of integrity, karma is a bitch, and she is biting harder and harder by the day. And that's not going to go away, that's just going to increase. So that's a heavy truth, but it is a truth, and it's something that we all need to pay attention to. So my question for you today is, what can you do? What can you do for you to shift that frequency of fear into a frequency of love? Do you need to write 7 gazillion I am statements? Maybe. I don't know. I know I had to back in the day. I had to write 7 gazillion I am statements all over my house. I'd put them on every mirror. I would write it in my journal. Guys, I grew up thinking I was trash. I grew up thinking I was completely unworthy. I entered adulthood thinking I couldn't do anything. I didn't believe in myself. I had to brainwash myself to get to this point. So if I can do it, you certainly can do it. Okay? Get out that journal. Go for a run. Go for a walk. Call a trusted friend if you need to verbally process something. Go to therapy. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do to align with that higher frequency of your higher heart that knows what's in alignment for you. Let your brain get out of the way. Thank it for keeping you alive on the street, and let it get out of the way when you are running your business and trying to scale. Okay? Your brain is keeping you stuck. And I say this as someone with a very high IQ, okay? But your brain is keeping you stuck. So I'm going to leave it here today. I hope that something in here is helpful for you. The feedback I've been receiving from the podcast has been incredible. Thank you so much. Please take 2 minutes or less out of your day and leave a review on iTunes or Spotify. That really helps the algorithm push this out to more people. Also, I do have a surprise coming for you very soon. So the easiest way to get details on that is to get on my email list, either through the show notes or go ahead and DM me. on Instagram at Alchemy with Allison. The only other thing I have going on at the moment, well, that's not true. I've got so much going on behind the scenes that I haven't released yet, but there are 2 available spots as of this recording for one-on-one mentorship. And this is for the new paradigm medical professional who is here to completely transform and scale and elevate their brand, their business, positioning themselves to become very well known in their fields and to do it in quantum leaping time. I just onboarded a beautiful new client a month ago, and the epic shifts she has made in just 1 month. I'm like, oh my God, this is going even faster than I was anticipating. So if this kind of mentorship, quantum manifestation, human design, aligning energetically with your business so you can scale with no resistance. If this is what feels supportive to you, then reach out to me on any of the channels that I've just mentioned, and let's just have a no pressure conversation, right? I'll send you a link for an insight call. And what else? Is there anything else? If you're in the Front Range area of Northern Colorado, join me tomorrow night. That is Tuesday, October 22nd. I am the featured keynote speaker for the Functional Forum, and we're going to talk about how to grow medical practice in alignment with your human design so that you can make the largest impact possible. That's what we're all about here at the Quantum Paradigm Podcast. I love you all. I will see you again next week. Bye.